Thank you so much for joining us on this maiden edition of our current affairs program, Issues of the Moment. Issues of the Moment is a current affairs program of Living TV Academy Aba, the commercial capital of Southeast Nigeria. On today's edition of our program, we are going to take a look at the issue of insecurity, which happens to be one of the major challenges facing Nigeria today since the attainment of independence in 1960. Insecurity happens to be a vast subject, and so we are going to delve into the area of agitations by some people that make up the entity known as Nigeria. These agitations by some people to succeed have continued to become louder with each passing day, despite efforts by the federal government to silence them through the use of force. Why are some people not interested in being part of the Nigerian Federation? These are the issues my guest is going to address on today's edition of the program. My name is Chimezie Osems. And on today's program, I have in the studio with me Dr. Ihani Uwoma. Dr. Uwoma was a one-time chairman of Nigerian Medical Association, Abazu, and also the medical director, Emmanuel Medical Center, which is in the federal housing estate located in the Obohe area of Aba. Dr. Uwoma, thank you for joining us on the program.
God bless you. Thank you very much.
So, Doc, let us begin this way. You had the background information concerning the subject we are going to discuss today. And the first question which I am going to ask you is that why is it that some people are losing confidence on this entity called Nigeria?
The entity or the geographical expression, quote unquote, called Nigeria, is a place that actually should be a heaven on earth. It should be a country that is envied worldwide. But unfortunately, the major problem in Nigeria has been that of government justice. And that's why many people want to go. Pattern of government, interest expressed in government, and then administration of justice. These are the things that make Nigeria difficult for anybody to want to stay.
Okay, is that enough? Why some people are saying, look, we want to kiss Nigeria goodbye and slam the door against our country? Is that enough? Are there valid reasons?
Well, yeah, that's enough. As at the 13th of July 2021, SOCAPO, the Union of Southern Kaduna people, had a press conference. In that press conference, they talked about 33 people of their people killed from village to village within hours and within days, and there were law enforcement agencies around, and nothing was done. People were killed, villages were burned, churches were burned, there were law enforcement agents available, and nothing was done. And nothing was done to the people who did that killing. Is that good? If you were involved in such a thing and you are part of that society, will you want to continue in a place where you are not protected? Your interests are not protected, your people are not protected. That's what you actually call security issues or insecurity. The insecurity issues we have boils down to the fact that some people can be killed because they are nothing. Some people can go scot-free when after killing because they are something. In quote. Recently, we heard that Boko Haram people are being freed and trained. About 1,000 of them are recently free, and they are going to join the Nigerian army, the Nigerian police, and so on and so forth. And you ask yourself, compare that with IPOB that did nothing, said nothing. Only they are saying, we are tired of being in this country, and they are labeled terrorists. Yet, our people that have been killing and maiming hundreds of thousands over the period are being freed and allowed to join the army. Is that right? Is it good? That is the injustice we're talking about. Why is it so? It is a governmental problem. Government that comes, does what it wants, according to where it wants to do it, and you cannot say anything about it. That is the issue. Why are some people labeled and killed? I don't know whether it is true, but the chief of army staff was said to have said that they have sent some people in the east to meet God there, and if they reach there, they will explain themselves to God. Chief of army staff. If it is indeed true that he said so, you'll be wondering, is he really with his right mind? Or is he leering at the people, jeering at the people to the satisfaction of other people in the same country? Why are the people happy that people are being killed and maimed and decimated when they have done nothing? That is the issue. Is it not enough of an injustice to think about justice being a problem? The issue is justice. If justice entails that you treat everybody equally, if I commit a crime, you give me the same punishment that you give B that have committed a crime. If I didn't commit a crime, you don't do anything to me. It becomes injustice when you use a hammer to hit Mr. A, and then Mr. B comes and you pat him on the back and say, go on and have a good sleep. And both of them committed the same crime. It's injustice. So the issue is that of justice. Let us do what is right. Give for everybody in the country. Judge them equally. If people are killing, judge them equally. If people are not killing, judge them equally. Is it the wrong thing to say? That is the problem.
But Doc, if the truth must be told, we have been living with these injustices since the founding of Nigeria in 1960. Why is it now people are no longer willing to live with it? Because these injustices, they have almost become a permanent feature of our national life.
I beg to disagree with you. I have not lived with it since then. I'm privileged to have been in the North as a small boy until we left the North in 1966. And we came back to the East. And then we went to Port Harcourt, 67, we came back. And the administration of the North is or was different from the administration of the East and the West. Each government, each area of the country had its own management pattern. And so it hasn't been generally the way it is now. It has not been so. That's why people are agitating for going back to 1963 Constitution, Republican Constitution, because that gave people the chance to administer themselves the way they want. Each part of the country to go with. In fact, it was the North that agitated that they cannot join the country because they will be marginalized. Then, the East and the West had to cajole them, pamper them, and bring them in. And so, the constitution was made in such a way that everybody would take care of himself. But gradually, over the war, and especially at the end of the war, a lot of things have changed, and now there is a concentration of power in the hand of the center, the federal government. And because of that, there's a problem. The problem of distribution of income, distribution of amenities, distribution of well-being or welfare, because everything is centered at the middle and given out. That's why people are talking about restructuring. That's why people are talking about going their own way, because they don't feel comfortable where they are. They feel they are cheated. They feel that what should come to them is not coming to them. They feel that their resources are being used to develop somewhere else, so they want their resources to be used. And some of the time, like a friend was asking me, how many chiefs in Rivers State and Bayelsa State have oil wells? How many? How many emirs in the north have oil wells? That is the difference. That's why we're talking about restructuring. That's why we're talking about let us go our own separate ways. That way, we're able to control ourselves and decide for ourselves what we want. That's why the Yorubas are insisting they must go. Not minding what we are talking about. Not minding. The Yorubas are even more serious than the Igbos. But as it is now, everybody in Nigeria wants to go on his own. And the center is saying no. So there's a tug of war. For me, I feel that law enforcement using force and power should be a last resort, not first port of call. Where there is a disagreement, where there is a dispute, the first thing is dialogue. And that was what Jonathan and co started doing before in 2014. All those things, all the money wasted, had been turned down. And we are back to square one. So all the discussions they had, where are they? So the first thing to do is to discuss and find out a common goal, a common ground where we can meet and take decisions and say, okay, this is what we want. That is assuming that our intentions are correct. The important thing becomes what is the intention of those at the center of government. What do they really want? That's what we are asking. What do they really want that make them obviously see this bias and decide that they must pursue that road, and anybody who doesn't agree with them is subject to persecution? What do they really want? That's what we have not found out.
Okay, in the course of this very program, you talked about the use of force by the central government or federal government. And it does appear that the federal government is not willing to negotiate with people who wants to leave the entity called Nigeria. Now, you talked about that the use of force should be a measure of last resort. If the federal government continues to use force, what do you think will be the effect?
That is a matter of conjecture. What will be the effect is a matter of conjecture. But we have good examples all over the place of the use of force and where it ends. In Ethiopia currently, there's a war going on. The Tigray region is opting out. What is going on is war. Before South Sudan was let go in former Sudan, they fought a war for 27 years. The South Sudan people fought the Sudanese government in Taku for 27 years. John Garang, if you remember, was part of the people that died in the process. Eritrea had to fight for a long time before they left Ethiopia. So wherever you see that the central government insists on having a way and enforcing it, often it ends up in war. Currently in Cameroon, there's a war going on. The southwest, is it northwest and southwest people are saying we don't want to stay in Cameroon again. They are answering their own names, and the Yaoundé government is saying no. So there is war. We don't pray for that war. We don't pray for civil war. We don't pray for people who have been friends over the years to come down now and begin to kill each other. We've stayed together for so long that we don't need to shed our bloods together. We have shed blood enough. The Biafran war was fought to bring Nigeria together. So war is no longer necessary. But many people are saying, as a last resort, the war will break out. A number of people are saying so, but that shouldn't happen, because the signs are there for every government and people to know and respond to it. So there shouldn't be any war. But in a place where the central government insists on corrupting those people who are going away, they come with force. And those people will naturally resist with force. And what is the result? War. And that is what we must do all to avoid. We don't need war.
Okay, Doc, if you come to the southeast region, we have the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, which has been proscribed by the federal government of Nigeria. Now, also in the same region, we have our elites. And it does appear that they are all concerned with what is happening. They are not raising their voices. They have a different attitude to this struggle. Don't you think that it's like stabbing your own people on the back?
I don't know who is the elite. You may be the elite. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's somebody else. But the fact is that the popular uprising called IPOB is a child of circumstance. I want you to know that it wasn't Nnamdi Kanu that started it. Somebody else started it. Before then, there was Maso. So there must be something making these things to happen. And it's not happening among the elites, it's happening among the proletariat, the popular people.
At the grassroots.
At the grassroots, the youths, the poor and the downtrodden. Because they are the people who have nothing to lose. If you have an investment of 1 billion in Abuja, 20 million in Kano, 100 million in Kaduna, and they're asking you to declare Biafra, will you agree?
I will not.
That is a problem of the airlines. What will happen to their money? Wherever they are. Some people are making good business in the north. Some are doing good business in Lagos. And you are here asking them to leave their investment that they spent their whole life since after the war to build. You must be joking. So what do you want them to say? Even though right inside them, they agree with IPOB. But they cannot come out to say so, because it would amount to stabbing themselves at the back. They want to maintain the status quo. But they want things to happen gradually, let there be peace, so that everybody will be everybody's friend. That's what is going on. It doesn't mean there's nobody in the East. There is nobody in the East who is happy with the statues of the Igbo man or the Southeasterner in Nigeria currently. Not one. But the responses, the reactions are different based on the states you have in the entity called Nigeria. When you don't have any stake at all, what you will be to say, let us go, let us fight, let us kill, let us destroy. But if you have some political or business state somewhere, you are going to become an elite. And you are going to say, let us take it easy, let us not be so fast. And that's the issue with the Igbo elites today. It doesn't mean that they like what is going on. It doesn't mean that they want it. But the problem is, what do you want them to do?
They are working behind the scene.
Beautiful.
Okay, at this point, we are going to take a break. And when we come back, issues of the moment, we continue. On today's edition of the program, we are taking a look at insecurity in Nigeria. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the program. This is Issues of the Moment, and we are discussing insecurity in Nigeria. And my guest is the Dr. Ihanyi Uwoma. Dr. Uwoma was a one-time chairman of Nigerian Medical Association, ABAZO, and also the medical director of Emmanuel Medical Center, Federal Housing Estate in the Oboge area of Aba. Dr. Uwoma, before we went on that break, we cited the instance of what is happening in the southeast region of Nigeria. Now, people are asking the question, what exactly do the Igbos want? Do they want a Nigerian president of Igbo extraction in 2023, or they want to break away from Nigeria? What exactly do we want?
Do you want the truth?
Go ahead.
The ordinary Igbo man is not concerned about breaking away. He's not even concerned about 1923, except that, again, if power does not return back to the Igbo man as it should be, based on the structures on ground and the precedent that had gone, then it becomes injustice. To that extent, the Igbo man will say no, give us power. Beyond that, all that the Igbo man wants in Nigeria is to be left alone to do his business and live his life. Simple. Since after the war, the psychology of the Igbo man has changed to, please, let us do our business, forget these people, and make our profit and go our way. That's the common. The Igbo man is not even concerned about what you're doing with your government. As long as you allow him to do his business, he's satisfied with that. That's what he's doing. But government is good in as much as government moderates business, moderates social life, moderates, in fact, the spiritual, religious life of the people. Government determines what happens. So to that extent, people might be interested in government. Beyond that, all we want is to be left alone to do our business and worship our God in peace. Simple.
Okay, talk. If you go to the southwest region occupied by the Yorubas, it can be said that they are more organized in their struggle. What is exactly wrong with what is happening in the southeast? Some people are saying, yes, we are supporting Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, but we are not happy with the way he is pursuing the issue of Biafra. Do you agree with that?
To an extent, yes. But then some people also tell you that you need a madman to push such agenda forward. But otherwise, his language, body language, does not allow dialogue does not allow intellectual participation, does not allow people who should come in to help to come in. That is the problem. It's not that they are against him. Nobody is against him. But they are saying, don't make it a one-man affair.
A one-man show.
Let it be a coordinated thing where your people will be carried along. Many people are not being carried along by what he and his cohorts are doing. It's different from the West, where professors are involved, where intellectuals are involved, and the people that are talking are those who you cannot easily clap into prison or detention, because they are people of worth in the society, but they are saying the same thing. And the Yorubas are far more organized, because ab initio they've been always been more organized anyway than the Igbos. Their society is also more organized than the Igbo society, right? So they are more organized. They are also more systematic in the way they pursue their things. They know what to do, and they keep doing it. They will never stop, but they will keep doing it until they achieve what they want to achieve. Our major problem as Igbo people is this energetic way of pursuing things. Either we conclude or we die. It has its own benefits and merits sometimes, but it's not always the best. The other thing we can say about the Yoruba is that maybe sometimes they don't get what they want because of the slow nature. But my look at them, my study of them, shows that eventually they get, almost always, they get what they want. One professor, Banji Akitoye, was saying recently that they must separate from Nigeria for them to be free and answer their own names. He gave reasons. He said that the center will always interfere. And whatever you're doing, the center will always interfere. And he gave those items by item where the center have been interfering. And so because of that, he said, because of that, we need to be on our own. So I think they are systematically working their way. The Igbos need to learn from them, a thing or two, and put themselves together. Denial does not lead us anywhere, right? But we need to say, this is what we want, and people will listen to us.
Okay, I know that you were around between 1967 and 1970 during the unfortunate Nigeria-Biafra war.
Yeah.
And the late Nnamdi Azikiwe said that he opted out because Ojukwu was not prepared to listen to people. Do you see Nnamdi Kanu making the same mistake as late Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu?
I wouldn't say so. Ojukwu style was different. Nnamdi Kanu's style is also different. Incidentally, to that time, there's no boy who wasn't in one form of military or the other. I was in the boys' company, and nobody that's my age that didn't receive one military training or the other. Ojukwu, if you listen to, if you can go back to that time, Ojukwu wasn't stubborn. Let me put it that way. He wasn't stubborn. He called people. He consulted. He asked questions. Right? He told them the implications of what they are saying. But then there was demonstrations all over the place. They were saying, right? It was there all over the place. And if Ojukwu didn't declare Biafra, somebody would have unseated him and declared it.
Yes.
Because the obvious injustice, the killings were very obvious. The people that died, the people that came, headless bodies, the stomachs that were ripped open were everywhere for everybody to see. And that is not what happens to people in the same country, by their countrymen. So people were annoyed. So it wasn't Ojuku. It wasn't his issue. He was cajoled into it. How he ran his government, I don't know. Because I wasn't in a position to know. But why he did what he did was very obvious to even the small ant on the road. But in this case, Nnamdi Kanu is agitating, or the Igbos are agitating, if I put it that way. And we think he should take a different pattern. That's what most of us think. Again, I think that the Igbos as a people should put themselves together, dialogue among themselves, and ask this question you ask: what do we really want? So that we can have one voice that is speaking for us. The truth is that as of now, no one voice is speaking for the Igbo people. And that is a tragedy.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Ihanyo Woma. And with that, we have come to the end of today's edition of our program, Issues of the Moment. This program came to you live from the studios of Living TV Academy, Aba, which is in the commercial capital of Abia State. We have been discussing insecurity in Nigeria and agitations by some people to secede from Nigeria. And Dr. Woma said that there are certain things the federal government is doing that is encouraging people to leave Nigeria. And I want to thank you for being part of today's edition of our program. I want to thank Dr. Woma for coming to talk to us. Dr. Woma, it's always a pleasure.
God bless you. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. And my name is Chimezie Ozems. Join us next week.
As always.
Yes. I will not change. Join us next week for another interesting edition of Issues of the Moment. Thank you for watching.
God bless you.